voluntarily given up membership. Whereas if you have given up membership, with greatest respect, how does para 15 apply? That too by the sole applicant before the election commission, Mr. Eknath Shinde. Petition. Very clear.
Who are you appearing for, Dr. Singhvi?
Well, there are 8 petitions I am appearing for the parties, but who are on this side versus that side.
And you will be characteristically brief, Mr. Dr. Singhvi.
I am grateful for the word characteristic.
Correct.
Absolutely. Your Lordship has rendered me speechless before I started. May I be very pointed.
Showing Dr. Singhvi.
Yes. First,
we don't get. I think what exactly are you showing?
I am showing in that volume, common compilation volume, the election commission notice at 698, page number.
1 week.
Yes, sir.
What is the date of that?
Election commission is dated
Page 1853.
22nd July
1853. 22nd
July 2022.
Dr. Singhvi, why don't you give us a PDF page?
That was meant for the main hearing, not for today. I tried to take a technical objection, but still that. Our training is still incomplete. That 22nd July.
Now, 1853. Incidentally, for the record, it is page 1853 of the PDF pages.
185. Yeah, I'm great.
Dr. Singhvi, at 12 sharp, we'll wrap up with your side. We'll give you another 5 minutes, and
yes,
so that
I'll be very
we'll just take a short break, a comfort break, and we'll return to hear the arguments of the respondents.
So, let me be very pointed. Now, this page, which your Lordship has got the PDF of, the notice itself, as in all election matters, symbol matters of the election commission. See the last page, 702. I'm sorry, I'm not able to assist for 3 pages later. The last but one paragraph.
1857.
Yes. Require, well, just see the top paragraph. Prior to the hearing of the 2 rival groups, if any, inter alia require both rival groups to submit their respective documentary evidence of support claimed by them in the organizational and legislative wings of the party. That phrase I'm asking Lordship to underline. Now, it is very quickly, if your Lordship doesn't mind, going back to my page 684, which should be about 10 pages out here. PDF page, no PDF. My learned opponents, filing in the EC is very revealing. What they file. That starts at my page 670.
Interestingly, both sides in their written submissions have referred to the pleadings of the other. What the other side, when you filed your pleadings, both of you didn't have an idea of this thing that is going to now happen here.
I have not said anything very seriously wrong, but this is very interesting what they have said. Kindly see 684.
684.
Yes. It's para 23, small Roman 23. Yeah. It is submitted that the petitioner, now this is the petitioner, the other side, presently enjoys the support of 40 out of 55 MLAs of the Shiv Sena. This is directly another issue. There is no question of 40 out of 55 disqualified people. In the Maharashtra Assembly, a resolution dated 26th of June passed by 40 MLAs reaffirming their support and faith in the petitioner and the main leader to the next. That's point.
But can the EC proceed on a demurrer that assuming that these 40 persons are not to be taken into account in determining who represents, which faction represents the Sena,
then the petition
even so?
That petition can't be filed. So far, there's no such thing. The petition can't be filed because the approach is all details of organizational and legislative, and just these 2 pages later, 687.
687.
2 pages. Well, the filer, the approacher is Mr. Shinde. He is not a member of the Legislative Assembly. Is he not claiming on the basis of the Legislative Assembly status?
Right. Page 687.
Now, 687, on the top 4th line, organizational and legislative wings of the party. 4th line, para 9, on the top of the page. Then para 10, next para, 4th line, all layers of organization as well as legislation wings. I can multiply this now, my time is short, so please come to Sadiq Ali. The citation is 1974, 1972, volume 4 SCC, 1972, volume 4 SCC, 664. What document Lord is
Now, I
reading,
think that is the
what document my Lord is reading has been filed by a sole person, Mr. Eknath Shinde, whose only
Right.
status is that of a supposed MLA of the Shiv Sena, is what I will say. Now,
you are now reading Sadiq Ali.
Sadiq Ali, para
I think Sadiq Ali is part of the convenience
yes,
compilation.
page 14 of their convenience compilation, the other side, but your Lordship will get it in so many forms.
Just give us a moment of.
Para 26 there is. As your Lordship knows, this judgment has stood the test of
Election
time,
Commission.
even though it is
Election
communicating
Election
compilation of Election Commission.
Phase 3.
Yeah, it is so.
Or SCC. I'm great. Well, I am only on the point that there is a huge overlap, direct interconnection. Your Lordship is deciding.
Yes, Dr. Singhvi,
That's
got
why
it.
I'm not concerned about the final merits.
Very
Your Lordship is told that it's a North Pole, South Pole apart. It's two unrelated issues. That's what I'm objecting. As if they're two unrelated issues. Now, just see, in their complaint, in Mr. Shinde's status, in their pleadings, they say, I have so many MLAs, I have so many MLAs. Now read this judgment. An election commission says legislative organization. Now read the judgment, para 26.
Para 26.
26, which is at page 677. The figures found by the commission of the members of the two houses of parliament and of the state legislatures, as well as those of AICC members and delegates who supported Congress J, have not been shown to us to be incorrect. It is in view of those figures, it can hardly be disputed that substantial majority of the members of the Congress in both its legislative wing as well as organizational wing supported by Congress J. That's why the same phrase is used in the notice of the Election Commission. Same phrase. As Congress is a democratic organization, the test of majority and numerical strength, in our opinion, is very valuable and relevant test. Then, they go on. This is, of course, 68 is 15 years prior or 20 years prior to state review. Judgment is prior, but I'm at the moment of the judgment's own terms. Can you separate? Can you, you are told that this is unrelated issue. Then, also note para 29, the last 4 lines. Majority of houses of parliament and sum total of members of state legislature. Last 2 lines of para 29 to save time. Last 2 lines of para 29. In any case, Last two lines of 29.
In any case.
3 lines. Now this third aspect, symbols order, which is very important to repeat, predates by 15, 20 years, 17 years, is premised upon not a disqualification situation. It is premised upon a dispute. Because we are one group, we have a fight. He says, I want the symbol, I say, I want the symbol. It never contemplated the penal consequence of him being disqualified or being disqualified. It did not even enter their mind.
Correct.
Therefore, this was premised on the legislative wing. The logically prior stage has to be the disqualification. That is logically prior. Number 4, Malas, your lordship uses this phrase, it has become a commonplace, but it is a lot of weight. Not when the Supreme Court uses it alone, even lower courts. What is the meaning of the subject to outcome? We just say it like that. Your lordship will find your iron, yes, your lordship says that. The idea is, look, I'm putting you on warning. You will claim equities because I may ultimately hold this way or that way. Now, this is the hiatus between them is several months.
All right, Dr. Singhvi, thanks. Can we wrap up on this?
Yes, I'm done with this. Because I want to only say one thing, that your lordship fellows will keep in mind also this concept of voluntarily gives up. Voluntarily gives up is a very important phrase which your lordship finds in 2.1a, inter alia. How do you voluntarily give up? You voluntarily give up when you don't satisfy the conditions of Palestinian schedule. Suppose I expel you. Then, of course, you are not voluntarily giving. That's why I said, well, in actual reality of political life, expulsion is welcome sometimes. It is a welcome. But, well, if you do some activity which is subject to disqualification and you leave and you proclaim yourself as a separate group, but don't merge, you have voluntarily given up membership. But if you have given up membership, with greatest respect, how does para 15 apply? That too by the sole applicant before the election commission, Mr. Eknath Shinde. Who's the sole applicant? There is no other application. Today, Manas, your lordships can always decide, but today, Manas, he is under a cloud, under the simple text of 2.1a.
All right, Dr. Singhvi, thank you very much. We'll just take a short break and we'll be back and we'll hear these.
Balance of convenience of lordship does not have any impression that your lordship has some imminence or urgency.
Mr. Sibal made the point. We saw the of those orders. We can just see those for a moment. That's all that we'll share.
That's a different matter. It exists is what I'm saying.
All right.
We direct, there are 3 enough. We direct the parties.
All right.